Welcome to Obsessed Garage. I'm Matt Moorman. Today's product focus is on Milwaukee Chargers. Now, every single tool that you buy, if you buy a kit, comes with a base charger. Most of those chargers are dual. They'll charge M12 and M18. Just it depends on which tool you buy, but almost all of them come with a charger. I've darn near filled up a dumpster with those chargers because I really only use these two, and they're on aftermarket, but they're accessory chargers, let's call it. They're made by Milwaukee, and these, I think, are more appropriate to put in your cabinet. One, they charge faster. Two, theoretically, they charge better. And so those two things, I think, are helpful. And, of course, the most important thing is I can charge more at one time, which is always a good thing to have. So let's talk about the rapid charging station first. So this one has 3 M12, 3 M18 on the back. Now, even though it has 6 bays, we'll only charge 3 at a time. But the circuitry, the sensing capabilities of this allow it to. You can load it up with all 6, and it'll charge them when appropriate. I think if I remember correctly, it charges based on which one I'm putting in and what order. I haven't deep dived into this. I just know it's fantastic to throw in my darn cabinet, plug it in, and I'm able to get all my batteries charged and then pull them off whenever I want. And it'll be denoted by, it'll be a red light, and it'll switch to red green, and then it will switch to all green when the battery's charged. This will charge all of them. This is a XC 6.0 battery. It'll charge 3.0, 4.0, 6.0. It'll charge CP 1.5 is the original. The original batteries that didn't have a demarcation on them. It will charge the CP 2.0, 3.0s as well. And then it will charge, notice I've got a high output battery on here, so these have the 21700, I think that's how they refer to them. So the larger celled high output batteries, the new lithium ion stuff that you'll probably see all of these transition to. It'll accept these types. But the nice thing about the rapid station is I can feel confident it's monitoring heat. It's monitoring the temperature of the battery. That's where you really cook and mess up batteries, is when they overheat. And so the circuitry in this is going to charge faster. They say it's 40% faster. So a couple of hours to charge a full high output battery from start to finish. So you're getting better charging, signal sense charging, rather than just beating your batteries up and just getting them overheating them and getting them charged as fast as possible. The other charger that I have in my cabinet, I'm not sure this is necessary. I'd call this a luxury charger. This is an additional, but I have these two sitting right next to each other, and I think I've got some 3M VHB or some tape on there, so I have it fixed to the cabinet. But this is the supercharger. This is specifically optimized, according to Milwaukee, according to the Battery Innovation Committee as well, which I've spent some time with. The supercharger is designed specifically for the high output batteries, the ones that use 21700s, instead of most of the Milwaukee battery uses, the non-HOs use a 18650. So the smaller lithium ion cells are inside of these versus the high outputs. So this can take an HD 12.0 battery, they say, and charge in an hour, where it would take 2 hours to charge on a rapid charger and 3 hours or 4 hours to charge on their traditional regular charger. You can hear the supercharger when you plug in and hook up a battery to it. It sounds different. And this will accept one M12 and one M12 and one M18 at the same time. You can charge the regular batteries, the non-HOs as well. I find that I reserve this charger for when I have an HO, charge it best, quickest, and hopefully get the most accurate charge out of it and keep heat under control. One little quirk that I think is really neat about the rapid charger that the supercharger doesn't have, it does have because a lot of times when you're working with a charger, you have a charger like in my cabin, I have limited outlets. So I'm actually able to plug my supercharger into the backside of my rapid charger. I don't think there's any performance loss or change there. And I'm able to use one outlet instead of taking up 2 spaces with my 2 chargers. So I just thought that was an interesting little feature. One thing I'm not certain, it sure appears that I'm able to charge 2 batteries at once on the supercharger. The specification sheet doesn't really tell you. I just know that generally I'll put the couple of batteries on there and I'll come back and they're both charged. The lights light up, so it indicates to me that they're both charging at the same time, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't think it matters much because it does charge pretty darn rapidly. And if you have a few extra batteries laying around, which most people do inside of this ecosystem, I mean, shit, if you're going to be buying one of these, you probably have a bunch of Milwaukee tools, so I'd assume you have a bunch of batteries. But I do find myself using this most often, loading it up with batteries, walking away, coming back and pulling them off whenever I need to. I haven't found any negative as well to just leaving them on there and taking them off whenever I need a battery. So that's the Milwaukee Rapid Charger, Supercharger. I would suggest if you start to adopt this Milwaukee ecosystem that you add these to your list of tools or tool support or tool accessories that will make your life a lot better and a lot easier. Stick it in the cabinet, fix it to a fixed location, and then you got yourself a nice setup. I bought every single one of these they make, and these are the 2 that made the cut for my cabinet. So I would suggest these are the 2 that you buy. Go to obsessedgarage.com. We have them there. Thanks for your support.